Let me just do, like, the clue finding and solving, alright? I'm already terrible enough at that. Please don't fall. Baby bet. What are you talking about, Stinky? It's the weekend, baby. Okay, so I'll turn this to 0 then. So what's this do? Oh. Hey!
It doesn't.
But how do I get over there? Confused. Oh, nice. First try, got it.
Red powder. Given the circumstances, most probably iron oxide. Metal powder. Looks like aluminium.
Aluminium. Who calls it that?
Magnesium strips.
Freaking weirdos. Is that all? Oh, cool there. It's a vault.
So, it was the goal of Rasco's gang to rob the bank.
How does the bank not know? Do they never open up the vault?
The thieves have opened almost all of the deposit boxes. They must have taken a great many valuables. The thieves have opened almost all of the deposit boxes. They must have... This vault belongs to the Bank of England.
Know what?
An old map of the sewers with a red cross.
Does that mean we're gonna go check it out? So I'd rather not do that. Fuck. They always make me go investigate shit I just don't want to investigate. You know, I tried going in the store once before. And they told me no.
Metal rings. They're used to hold the barrel in one piece. A banknote. Dry, so it hasn't been here very long. All of the licorice has been eaten.
Licorice.
These barrels are empty and unsealed.
A guy with a hammer.
MacLeod. Quite a popular brand of cigarette. This cigarette stub is dry. It was discarded fairly recently. The tobacco's aroma is still strong. It's sweet and nutty.
It's a bit
The
nutty.
thieves used these barrels for the loot, which they then threw into the water. I need to warn
Look at this.
Lestrade about this.
This is the same exact hammer. But that guy got hit in the hammer. Right? He probably saw all the shit going down. He's like, I'm gonna bash my knee in. We're gonna go break this case. Well, the guy in the cart, he had licorice on his pants. And he's dead because of it.
Ah, Mr. Holmes, we have a slight problem.
What happened?
One of the suspects, Mr. Reginald Butcher, has escaped. It was after we asked him to put his belongings in the evidence room. I'm sorry.
How did he escape?
He hit me in the face. Took me by surprise, you know, otherwise I,
Of course. That's all?
Just before he left the yard, he shouted, "Sorry, I'll come back later."
Sorry, I'll come back later.
He could have said that without punching me.
Is Inspector Lestrade here?
No, he will be absent for a couple of days. Can we keep this incident between us?
Fuck no. Do I have to go find the escaped suspect first? I'm not gonna know where the fuck he is. Dear Mr. Butcher, your repeated absence, which is compounded by your delays with an existing workload, simply cannot continue. You're responsible for a number of serious areas that your colleagues have found themselves compelled to rectify. We are sorry for this present situation, as you have always been an exemplary employee. We understand the complication of your personal situation, but if you are unable to correct your behavior in the immediate future, we shall be forced to terminate your employee. The Directors Underground Electric Railways, Company of London.
Reginald Butcher had problems with his job. This pen is an expensive one, but it isn't new. The initials MB.
Mr. Butcher, we have the most excellent news for you. Please arrange to visit the hospital as soon as possible so that we may conclude this matter. P.S. Her condition is stationary.
This letter from yesterday perhaps explains why Butcher was in such a hurry.
I don't think we need to
At
be
any
too
rate,
concerned
I now
about
have
him.
an exact address. Reginald Butcher is fond of sweets. MacLeod. Quite a popular brand of cigarette.
So,
Thick leather gloves. They're probably insulating.
Benjamin, my son, I would be so pleased if you could join me and help lead our next charity banquet, which is due to take place on Sunday after the service. Your goodwill brings such joy, and I know that I may rely upon you. I remember how your life began in sin. You were feeling rejected alone in the world, and how you turned to the criminal path, but you found the strength within you to make the change. You became a good man. Our Lord will have mercy upon you. I shall always be happy to see you in our church, my son. God bless you. Pastor Gordon.
Whiskey. Of poor quality. My life has changed thanks to Pastor Gordon and my faith.
Why are you in jail, buddy? Alright, what kind of cigarettes did we find in the basement? Thermite. Is that the Marad? Marad or whatever?
Electrical wires.
Dear Mr. Garrett, we are obliged to inform you that despite your expropriation, you are still in debt to a considerable sum of money. We would request that you contact our payment service as soon as possible. Otherwise, we shall be obliged to involve the police in this unfortunate matter.
A book. Karl Heinzen's 1848 Der Mord, with a bookmark.
If you have to blow
This
up
terrible
half a
passage
continent,
is apparently appreciated by Garrett.
you have to blow up half a continent and create a bloodbath in order to destroy the Barbarians' party. You can be deemed to possess neither scruples nor conscience. Anyone who would not happily sacrifice his own life for the honor of exterminating a million barbarians is not a true Republican. Seems a bit extreme.
The belongings of the victims, Rasko and his acolyte. A normal pocket knife. A standard deck of playing cards. A Webley revolver.
Interesting.
Rasko is fond of licorice. Huh. The licorice was found both at the sewers and amongst Rasko's belongings. A police report about Rasko. He's only a minor criminal.
Mauricio Alfredo Vincent, also known as Rasko, leader of a small local gang whose members can be identified by the gang's motif, a dog tattoo. The gang has been involved in frequent violence, robbery, pickpocketing, etc. Let's go to the hospital first. Get this fucking guy back, and then we'll interrogate all of them. Just in case we can cross-examine any of them against their own testimonies. Hello?
I'm apparently in the children's ward.
Did that horse just neigh? For real? Hey, motherfucker. You're under arrest again.
Mr. Reginald Butcher, I've come from Scotland Yard. Might we talk?
All right, but not too loudly. She's finally asleep.
Is she your daughter?
My pretty little Meryl. She's very ill. Now look, I'm sorry I ran, but I had to see Dr. Blowberry today, and the policeman wouldn't listen.
Don't worry, I understand now.
Probably dumped all his money into medical bills. Reginald Butcher, a married man, holds the position of a railroad worker. He is depressed due to the illness of his daughter, of whom he is extremely fond. His shoes are shiny. They have no doubt been recently cleaned. His expensive waistcoat, now in a shabby condition, reveals that he was previously a prosperous man. Mr. Butcher loves his daughter and is not ashamed to wear a child's bracelet to display his affection.
What do you do for a living, Mr. Butcher?
I work at the office of the Underground Electric Railways Company.
Then you must be familiar with electrical devices.
I am indeed. Why do you ask?
It is of no consequence, but tell me, what are the reasons behind the problems you're experiencing at work?
Problems? What do you mean?
You have already received a written warning.
Yes. I'm often late to work. My boss doesn't understand my situation. It's difficult since my daughter became ill.
I see.
I can understand that.
Coincidentally, we found one of your company's cabs in the square where the accident occurred.
Really? Why was it there?
I have no idea. Do you?
No. But a week ago we had a technical cab stolen, along with its tools. Do you think that could be the one?
It's possible.
Mm-hmm.
Shh. Meryl's asleep.
See if we can form some connections and make any more, connections. Your head hurts. Reginald Butcher knows how to work with electricity because of his job, but that doesn't mean now he would be capable of creating a deadly electrical trap. Bank of England was robbed by the Rascal Gang. It is the bank where Thomas Garrett has a large debt. It's not anarchist ideology to rob a bank. They prefer to destroy Thomas Garrett, ally himself with the Rascal Gang, or take vengeance on the Bank of England. See that? It's logical, I think. Reginald Butcher works with the Underground Railways Company. He could be familiar with the layout of the sewers from where the bank was robbed. Somebody knew about the bank robbery and managed to kill the members of Rascal's gang immediately afterwards. Benjamin Fowler was a bandit when he was young, but he has since changed his ways. Alright. Don't believe it.
We've discussed everything, I think. And I have to watch my...
Mr. Butcher, I confirm that we are willing to admit your daughter into the care of our hospital. We will be responsible for the travel expenditure and naturally taking all appropriate precautions due to the delicate state of your daughter. Additionally, you must attend to any accommodation costs and all medical attention. The final bill cannot be surmised within the letter. It will depend, of course, upon your daughter's condition, but I must warn you that the sum may be considerable.
Admission file at Karolinska University Hospital.
Excuse me.
Mr. Butcher's wife. Mr. Butcher's wife.
It's a butcher's wife.
A young woman lost her life.
What's the black ribbon mean, though? Reginald Butcher is not a criminal. He has a beloved daughter who is ill and needs her father. He would not risk getting involved with bandits. He needs urgent medical care for his daughter. Because of this, yeah, that's likely. Mr. Butcher is a murderer. We'll leave that for now. But I think he definitely would do it to save his daughter. Why not? Any father would.
Can she be cured?
It'll take a long time, but I'm confident that we'll win this fight. I can't bear to think otherwise.
Yes. It's probably just a question of money.
What are you talking about? It's a question of willpower, and my daughter will win.
I do hope so. Although the treatment at the Karolinska University Hospital is very expensive.
Yeah, it's our only hope. Thanks to the good Dr. Blowberry, she finally has a bed. We're going out next week. It's our last chance. Do you have children?
Yes. I have a daughter too.
We'd sacrifice our lives for our children, would we not?
Yes.
Is that an admission of guilt?
Yes.
Sounds like an admission of guilt to me. I could solve this case right now if I wanted to. Alright, who's up first?
Please, escort this suspect for interrogation. Good day to you. My name is Sherlock Holmes, and I am assisting the police with their investigation.
I'm Benjamin Fowler, and I was arrested by mistake. I swear it.
You have not been arrested, Mr. Fowler. You are here as a witness.
Oh, but I saw nothing. I swear. Let me go.
Oh. It's not only fucking a dog tattoo, it's fucking scratched off. Maybe that could be because he was reformed. No. Oh, your hands wouldn't be that fucking brown because he's a smoker. Benjamin Fowler Mansour is a manual worker. He's involved with the reconstruction work of the statue in the square, which explains his presence at the scene of the accident as resulting leg injury. Mr. Fowler is a dog tattoo, a gang member's mark, which he attempts to hide. His yellow nails could be a symptom of illness. He's a religious man.
Could you tell me what you were doing at the scene of the accident?
I was working on the square's statue. I work for the council. I swear it.
Do you ever work with electricity?
Yes, sometimes. I repair electric lampposts, but I'm not a specialist. I swear it. It's new, isn't it? And complex and dangerous.
I understand.
Mr. Holmes, I know you're a great detective and you understand me, so please let me go. I know nothing, I swear.
Yes, you swear it, I know. Mr. Fowler, does the name Rasco ring any bells with you?
First time I ever heard it, I swear.
Fuck, I missed it.
It's a mistake, I swear it. I shouldn't be here.
On the keyboard. Shit.
Please, escort this suspect for interrogation.
Fuck.
Good day to you, sir. My name is Sherlock Holmes.
Thomas Garrett. Why am I here?
You are a witness to murder.
Of course. Well, it wouldn't be the first time that the police jailed an innocent man in order to close a case.
No one has been charged yet.
Yet.
You okay there, bud? Thomas Garrett is an aggressive person who wears a symbol of the anarchist. He dislikes the police and most probably all authority. It is obvious that he is poor and his clothes are old and worn. Mr. Garrett exhibits black sputum through his coughing, which is a symptom of silicosis. Garrett is ill. A specific burn upon his finger reveals that he must work with electricity.
Did you perhaps see anything in particular during or after this disaster?
Yes, I saw part of your bourgeoisie burn up and explode. It was spectacular.
Why did you remain in the square? Why not seek shelter?
Like the rest of the sheep, there were some wounded comrades, workers. I wanted to help them.
You have a severe cough. Are you suffering?
It's only a cold.
Why not be honest with me? You are spitting up black fluid.
Ah, well observed. Yes, I have enough coal dust in my lungs to fuel an entire London district.
You were a miner then?
Since the age of 13, yes. At the Newcastle mines. 15 years of hell. Those were bloody times. But now it's over. I don't want to die in those holes like my father and my brothers did, in order to line the pockets of the rich.
Do you have any electrical knowledge?
How do you know about that? You a mind reader?
There are electrical wires amongst your belongings.
Clever. Yes. I teach electrics to my comrades, since I'm currently without paid work. I'm self-taught, so we're not as dumb as you might think. And I don't want to work for bosses anyway.
Hey, mister, let me out.
Shut
I'm
the fuck
innocent.
up.
I swear it.
I want to talk to you.
It's a mistake. I swear it. I shouldn't be here.
The electrical trap for the technical cab was arranged by a professional. Thomas Garrett would not have had sufficient knowledge. As he teaches electricity, he would have sufficient knowledge to make the trap for the cab. Yeah, I don't know. Benjamin Fowler sometimes works with electricity, but he's not a specialist, and it is doubtful that he would know how to create such a deadly trap. He has sufficient knowledge to repair electronic, which would have enabled him to create the deadly trap for the cab. They could all be suspicious. Benjamin Fowler is connected with the Rascal Gang. He has a gang's tattoo, but has made an attempt to remove it. He was once a member, but that is all now in the past. Never changed. His work for the town might be a cover for his crimes. My game just crashed. My game just crashed. It crashed. Fuck. I'm gonna go to the bathroom while it restarts. Be right back. No. Now the question is, how far did I get fucking thrown back? It'd be bad if it was all the way.
Hey, mister, let me out. I'm innocent.
Condemn me to death.
Okay.
That's your job, after all.
Not far, not far. I don't know who could be guilty of this. Those are all... So this is it. We got all the information we need. We just need to figure out who has the most motive. So who would have the most to gain? I think Butcher would definitely have the most to gain to save his daughter. But who would be most likely to kill someone? Mr. Fowler, he seems like he'd be too much of a wimp to murder anyone, you know?
Thomas Garrett, we are arresting you for the double murder of Rasco and his accomplice in addition to the bank robbery.
Bravo! Case closed. Exactly what the bourgeoisie in power expects from you. Don't bother to look any further.
Well, if you have a solid alibi, I should like to hear it.
What for? Small people such as us are eternal victims of a corrupted justice. Do your duty then, lackey.
Some people made the same moral choice. I mean... wasn't him? Let's go back. I'm curious who it would be. I mean, he said you would do what you need to do to save your daughter.
Mr. Holmes?
Mr. Butcher, say goodbye to your daughter. We are arresting you for robbery and murder.
What? You can't do that. What happened to my girl?
You should have thought about that.
You monster. Even if it were true, what would a bank's money be worth against the life of a child? I love you, Meryl.
Murder is never proof of love. Now please, come with us.
He never did deny it. It was him. Shit. I mean, it makes sense. Like I said, he had the most to gain from robbing that. Oh well. Alright, Fever Dreams, Chapter 5. I think this is the last one.
Holmes, at last you're back. We can't find Kate.
What?
She went for her lesson, but the teacher says that Kate never arrived.
Mrs. Hudson!
She's gone out to ask around the neighborhood.
I wonder who it could have been. Open up, you cold-hearted bitch. Watson, tell me what you know.
I hope she'll be back soon.
She's not out on her own.
Are you here?
Kate! Let's read this letter first. Mr. Sherlock Holmes, my name is Charles Frohman, and I represent the American Syndicate of Great Artists. I must ask you, how could you possibly condemn Mr. Orson Wilde? He's a man who is capable of harming anyone but himself. He stabbed and killed someone! I ought to inform you that Mr. Wilde was under contract with ourselves, therefore you are duly responsible for compensating his loss according to our insurance policy. Please contact our lawyer, Mr. Erwin Scholl, for further details. Fuck him. It's a dickhead.
Kate!
Dude, her room is fucking messy. God damn it, Kate.
She was writing something here. Kate took her diary. What happened here?
It's a struggle.
Why would she take her suitcase?
She hates you.
Why was it left open? She took all of her favorites. They packed her things and left. I don't understand.
She doesn't like you.
What's that? The sound came from Alice's room. Alice!
Let's go.
Kate! Where are you?
This seems a bit extreme.
You never do anything right! I've had enough of you not caring about me! You don't understand anything! I wish Alice would adopt me!
If you want to keep wanting with this, she can keep you.
Alice, that snake, she confused her. What?
Alice? Where is my daughter?
Your daughter? You don't have one, Mr. Holmes. You never did.
Stop that!
I'll make her talk.
We don't need her. Just use your skill. I'll take care of her.
Oops. I had to send a message. No shit, she's angry. You slapped her in the face. Oh god.
This will not change anything, Mr. Holmes.
I remember this place from my last visit. It's different now. Something was taken from here.
Wait, what? I don't understand what I'm...
No, my choice is not entirely...
Wait, what am I... I don't know what I'm doing. Why am I selecting these things?
My choice is not entirely correct. My choice is not entirely correct. My choice is not entirely
I don't understand what I'm supposed to be doing. Select the objects that have disappeared since your last visit. Okay, so that poster that was there, this book, whatever was here, the phonograph is gone.
My choice is not entirely correct.
Yeah, just like that. Phonograph, that was there, that's gone, that's there.
No, my choice is not entirely correct.
Oh, the cradle is still here, it's just missing. Or moved them in.
Choice is not entirely correct.
Okay, the wheelchair is still here, it's just moved.
My choice is not entirely correct.
There you go, the clock moved. Right, where's the clock? There's the clock.
My choice is not entirely
What
correct.
else?
This is what I heard from upstairs.
Okay, that mirror is still here.
My choice is not entirely correct.
Able of practice.
Choice is not entirely correct.
What am I missing? Candles. Where are the candles? Talking on the ground here? Oh, candles.
Portrait of Alice's father, William Hamilton, and some items required to conduct a séance are missing.
Do you have anything to say about that,
This
Rich?
will not change anything, Mr. Holmes.
John Hamm is not happy with you. Alice may have visited Highgate Cemetery this morning to the crypt of her father, William Hamilton, where she performed a spiritual seance. In order to talk to him, did she take Kate with her as well? Yeah, probably. Where?
This will not change anything, Mr. Holmes.
I'll stay here with Alice.
Yeah, you better.
Kate!
I guess
Are
we're
you
here
here?
at the crypt.
Kate. On the crossing. Find the crypt. Go to the old cemetery. There are 4 others. Go to the old cemetery. Find the crypt. On the crossing. Trampled by feet. Kate's suitcase. Why did she leave it here?
There's a bomb, baby!
Kate's diary.
I'm with Alice at the cemetery. We are going to speak to her father. The ceremony scares me, of course, but I'm excited too. I shouldn't allow myself to feel scared, as what it is to follow will even be scarier. She is so beautiful. She has prepared the candles, the portrait. She looks so relaxed. I cannot prevent myself from trembling. She begins. She calls to him. She's turning in on herself. And she is muttering. I cannot understand as she speaks a strange language. She's holding chalk sticks in both of her hands. I'm trembling. I cannot help it. Her eyes are white, her movements are convulsive, and one in the throes of death. She doesn't see me. She begins to speak as him, and it's horrible. I want to cry. She is writing everywhere with both sticks of chalk.
Where do we find him, Father?
Alice, my daughter.
Alice?
I know the answer to your question.
I can't believe that Alice made my little girl go through all this. Damned woman! Scholar of... Alice brought them to perform the ritual. Those candles have been alight for almost 3 hours. That's where Alice's father was buried.
Okay, is there anything else?
Felled by bullet. Earth. These writings constitute a single message, a guide. Kate! Kate!
Fuck are you?
Oh my god. It's Alice's father, mummified.
Stake nest and conspiracy in the district of St. Victor. While in the act of demolishing an old house, masons have uncovered a nest of snakes, which has spawned upwards of 100. Yeah, we've seen that already, right? There was a little boy in the well. Oh.
It's Alice's father, mummified.
He's mummified.
Madame Destiny. A storm lamp. A map of British rivers. Alice keeps her father's belongings in this room, even the canteen from his boat.
Okay. That's it.
Alice sleeps here. Alice is not merely peculiar, she is mentally ill. I hope Kate didn't see this. This witch. Alice, she brought my daughter even further. They followed this direction in this message. They went to the old cemetery.
Old cemetery. On my way.
Hold on, Kate.
Inspect the cemetery crypts, find and select 4 which are referred to in Alice's message. Use imagination to visualize them. Alright, go to the old cemetery and find the crypt on the crossing of 4 others. Felled by bullet, scholar of roads, earth-digging giant, and trampled by feet. Matthew.
I need to recall some facts about certain famous people buried in this cemetery.
From Oxford. Okay. So this is a scholar of roads. Find the crypt on the crossing of 4 others. Okay, so there's 1. "7 feet tall on the collection of Romano-British remains," archaeologist William Shaw. Earth-digging giant. Okay. Do I have to select it? Is there a way to? Yeah. No, no, no. Oh, no, no. That's right. Guessing we're just gonna go in a circle until we find the right ones. Unnamed court. Okay, resigned his post, Chief Justice of Ceylon, English barrister Jeffrey Travers. Felled by bullet. Trampled by feet. Doesn't sound right. Died of typhus, botanist, educated. Why do you want me to use? Oh. No, perfect. Irish by birth, prominent fish merchant, amateur boxer. No. Architect Blunder was shot in a duel. That was one. Survived tuberculosis, run. No. Let's go up here once. Stop calling at me, birds. Well, hopefully this is one, because this is the last one. Produce a map of all major roads in English, trampled by feet. Sounds right.
Some of the names I selected are wrong.
A scholar of roads. Okay. So what was my message? So we got a felled by bullet, scholar of roads, earth digging gent, trampled by feet. So trampled by feet, what the fuck would that be? If those three are right. Oh. Wait a minute, look at this one.
Kate! Kate!
Kate, my dear child. I do not know when you will hear this message, but I do know that one day you will be here, Kate. My blood, my light. I rue the day I lost you in the living world. Death is nothing to me, except to leave you behind and with him. Holmes. Sherlock Holmes. Will you have to understand, he is your worst enemy. But because he so loves to hide behind the mask of his dubious morality, he would never kill you. Holmes. I'm certain that he never understood you, and I'm sorry for that. I hope you didn't cry too often having him as your father. cry. Don't distress yourself, my child. I died by his hand. But your questions are over since you now know. You are my daughter. What matters is that you continue my work. Join our cause, you will be the Empress of Evil. My Kate, my flesh. Before Holmes's eyes and in front of the world, Kate Moriarty has arrived.
What?
Moriarty. You? Kate? Oh no. She knows everything now. Why did it have to be like this? The dynamics of an asteroid. Professor James Moriarty.
My observation of the asteroid movement through my telescope led me to discover the discovery of two new stars, which I called Murik and Adhill. Together with other dim stars, they create a marvelous constellation, and the shape reminds me of my dear girl, Caitlin.
Young Kate. Father. A metal star with an extremely precise carving.
Okay. From childhood's hour, I've not been as others were, I've not seen as others saw. I could not bring my passions from a common spring. From the same source I have not taken, my sorrow I could not awaken, my heart to joy at the same tone. And all I loved alone. Then in my childhood, in the dawn of a most stormy life, was drawn from every depth of good and ill, the mystery which binds me still. From the torrent or the fountain, from the red cliff on the mountain, from the sun that round me rolled in its autumn tint of gold, from the lightning in the sky as it's passed me flying by, from the thunder and the storm and the cloud that took the form, when the rest of heaven was blue, of a demon in my view.
That's a ribbon from Kate's hair. Kate met her true father. I need to find Alice.
Whoa.
I'll make her speak this time. Professor James Moriarty. Because I could not stop for death, he kindly stopped for me. The carriage held but just ourselves. Immortality.
Okay. How do I return to Alice on Baker Street?
It's blocked from the outside. What? Alice!
Accept your death, you fool!
You witch! Let me out! Free Kate! Come back, witch! Keep your head, Sherlock. This is the only way to get out of here. The dynamics of an asteroid. A metal star with an
Alright, how does one escape this hellish hole?
Moriarty must have set up an astronomer's riddle here. Moriarty must have set up
great.
an astronomer's riddle here.
I love astronomy riddles. Oh, okay, so... That's not right. we'll start at the bottom. Oh god, I gotta do this all in one fell swoop. This is gonna be painful. So if we go here, down, 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 back up. I don't know what's going on. This isn't right. Shit. Wait, maybe it is. Do it. Tell me that's right. Oh no! I missed this one down here. Shit! My ass. I hate shit like this. Doing it again though. Did it. It's the only one I'm gonna skip this entire game. Still need to play the Murder Vice area with Halloween. I don't know if I can. The last time I played it was super laggy. It's only getting like 12 frames a second. We could try, for sure.
Watson!
Holmes, she tricked me.
Where's she gone? Watson, where?
I don't know. She left saying that she had to go and see a lady. A Mrs. Destiny?
Madam Destiny, she's a boat.
What?
Over there, Watson! She's abducted Kate!
I can't believe it.
She's a lunatic, Watson! She made a room for her dead father, and now Kate is with her!
This game is so weird.
They're on the boat! Hurry, Watson! And hold on to the boat, Watson. Kate! Kate!
Kate!
Kate, I'm here. Just jump.
Alice! I'm afraid!
I know, but you'll be all right. Look, it doesn't burn. Come on.
Kate! Oh my God, no!
Go away!
Kate!
I'm trying to save you. You're telling me to go away, you little brat?
I'm a Moriarty! I'm the devil's daughter! I'm cursed! I'm a monster!
You're talking nonsense! You are your own person! You are not a devil!
Yes! That's why you've always lied to me!
I only lied to you because I was too afraid of losing you. My God, ask Watson!
I was lied to all of my life. Do you have any idea how that feels?
No, Kate! I know what evil is. You have a good heart!
Smooth moves.
Yes, he knows. Nothing can change fate. Listen, he allowed George Hurst to kill Lord Marsh, who was already condemned to death by tuberculosis.
I deal with criminals. These things can happen. I raised you differently.
You sent me away! When I'm home, we fight all the time! You're ashamed of me!
No! Oh, it's me, Kate. I never learned patience. My own father was the same with me.
It isn't possible to escape destiny! Merrill Butcher
Please don't jump down there with that psychopath.
Murderer, but Kate, she deserves to live, don't you think?
Kate, don't listen to her.
And Holmes will be murdered himself. I have foreseen it.
Uh-oh.
I may be killed one day. It's a risk that I take, but my work helps to save other lives.
Really? And albeit an orphan, you save lives? No, you enjoy taking lives.
You can't save me either!
Kate, you'll be safe with me. I'll protect you. I care about you.
How can you trust him? He killed your real father, Kate.
Why? Why did you kill him?
It was his life or mine. I had no choice, Kate.
See? Everything is determined. Remember the sign. Our meeting, the ceremony.
Kate, no. How can this suddenly mean more to you than your childhood?
See? It is time. The next life awaits us.
Kate, what sane woman would keep her father's mummified remains? She's irrational.
I don't care. I don't belong anywhere.
Kate, I can't lose you. I can't. I love you.
Daddy! I don't know what I'm doing! Help me!
Kate! Are you alright? It really was the Devil's Daughter.
Over here! Hurry, the boat's going down!
I'm so sorry.
I'm sorry too, Kate.